Welcome to your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 447. If you are writing a book or thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing a book but you need some help getting it done, you are in the right place. Good morning and happy Writer Wednesday. I'm your host, Christine Whitmarsh, also known as Christine Inc. Each day I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 19 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that three things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they have the ability to turn a quote-unquote non-author into a published one. Those three things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. Here's today's quote. In the end, the journey of a lifetime can lead you to some place you never thought you'd wind up. Sometimes it's a place you didn't even know existed. I never could have foreseen that my spine would curve, turning against me like an enemy. I could never have known that learning to survive when your body wants to destroy itself isn't a matter of being strong or brave. It's something different. It's learning to adapt, to be resilient, to change. And that is from my memoir, The Power of the Curve. And speaking of, my book happened for several different reasons. The two main ones were, of course, my spine going wild from severe scoliosis as a teenager, and then, the life and death struggles that followed that, especially the scoliosis surgery that many of you read about in my book, and then the life curves that followed after that. See, that was only the first one. There were so many curves after that, including trying to make it in Hollywood, and then as an entrepreneur and a ghostwriter and all my business struggles. But really, the underlying reason for writing my book, the one hidden deep beneath those two specific series of events, the one that inspired this journey of writing a memoir in the first place, it was very outward facing. I learned how to survive my own curves. Now I wanted to help others survive theirs. Very simple. And that's why we all write our memoirs. Those of you working on memoirs, you want to help others using the lessons from your life. So I have identified for today's show 3 different ways to find power in life's curves. So in your curves and all the curves that we're all facing this year. Number 1, get to know yourself better. When the script flips in life, it can be a prime opportunity to get to know who you are within that script, like within the movie. Dealing with one challenge can reap the self-awareness benefits of months, if not more, of journaling. You learn who you are in survival mode versus who you are in normal life, often kind of like a real-life version of Clark Kent entering the phone booth and becoming Superman. Dealing with life's curves triggers all sorts of questions about yourself, your life, others around you, and the person you need to become to navigate through it all. The savvy, quote-unquote, curve navigators are the ones who take advantage of these times, using them to dig deep and learn as much as possible about themselves before the script flips back to normal, whatever that means and whatever normal becomes. Remember, the next time your life hits a curve, the opportunity clock is ticking. Here is number 2, the second way I have found to find power in life's curves. Learn to tune out the noise. In the midst of life curves and the chaos they tend to cause, there is often an eerie silence. A silence that sharpens your senses and allows you to see and hear things that you otherwise would not. One that helps you understand things better. Chaos offers an opportunity to push away the noise of the challenges and also of everyday life. It allows you to step out of the situation at hand and become an observer. What do you notice when you push the noise away? What do you hear when you learn to sort out the information that really matters away from the details that are either in the way or those details that are making things unnecessarily worse or more confusing? Again, this lesson seems custom designed for 2020, where I'm seeing so many people getting swallowed up by the noise, which creates a whole new level of emotional trauma on top of the original event. Now, another time I wrote about in my memoir was when I got swallowed up by the noise, was when I was trying to grow my business and listening to advice from anyone and everyone who offered it about the best way to run and grow and scale and all those things my business. Now, allowing this to happen without sifting through the noise to find the right information only ensured that I remained stuck in the problem for even longer, making the pathway out that much harder to find. Getting lost in the noise got me stuck in the problem. When dealing with life curves, make it a point to stop, listen, and see how you can peel the noise away from the source of the problem. Find out what matters most, what actually must be dealt with first, and then decide on the best action steps to do that. Taking clear, focused action, I have found, is an excellent way of combating noise. Now, if you do this enough times, you will become a master at tuning out noise and cutting through to the source of any situation that life throws at you. This is something supremely valuable, I have found, to be able to do this. And finally, the number 3, the third way I have found to find power in life's curves. Uncover and shore up personal weaknesses. Now, the last thing you might be interested in hearing about when dealing with a life crisis is that you might be contributing to the problem. But the fact is, during challenging times, our own personal weaknesses, in opposition to our Clark Kent moments, our own weaknesses tend to rise up and smack us in the face. Rather than seeing this as a source of frustration or worse, turning a blind eye to it, why not see this exposing of personal weakness as a colossal opportunity for self-improvement? During the Hollywood chapter of my life, here's an example. While dealing with the tragic loss of a friend, I discovered, among other things, a set of dangerous behaviors I'd picked up, ones that were already setting a course toward my own self-destruction. This was happening, well before he'd passed on. If I had merely navigated the curve of my friend's death and moved on, ignoring my own personal weaknesses that were raging to the surface, who knows how that might have turned out. Curves can be an excuse to hide from life, or they can be an opportunity to take stock, heighten your self-awareness, tune out the noise, and become a better, stronger, more resilient version of who you were before. If and how you change is your choice. Thank you for joining me here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I am helping you write and finish writing an awesome book, and I would love to see you drop by my Inc. Authors group on Facebook. Oh, and if you want more information you don't know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about my memoir, The Power of the Curve, it's very simple. Power of the Curve, powerofthecurve.com. Thank you so much for being here, and hope to see you in Inc. Authors on Facebook. And until tomorrow, happy writing.